Whenever we have unit conversion, it's super important that we have a good organizational system, and I like to start with the end part of the question in order to find the first rate that I'm going to use as I multiply a bunch of rates together. If I make a mistake, it's going to be one of the wrong answer choices, so I've got to be really cautious here, and I like a system that kind of gets everything out so I can see it all work before I pick my answer. So it's a little tricky here because we have this 5-inch kind of unit, and that doesn't really matter to me. We're going to use it eventually, but in the question, what I really see is they're asking, how many pieces, so X pieces, are we going to make from one spool, an entire spool? So I'm just going to write it like that. X pieces from one spool. Now, there's a couple places we can go from here. We can bring in the 5 inches right away. One piece is 5 inches. Now, it's important that we set this up that we have at least one unit kind of matching on the top and on the bottom. And we want to have both matching, but most of the time with these complicated questions, we're not going to have it perfect the first time, and that's okay. We just want one to kind of match. For now, for the next piece of the process, we want to eliminate the unit we don't want. So that spool or those inches, both of them need to go away, or one of them needs to go away in some way. So I'm going to work with the inches because that's where I kind of wrote my extra space. So let's see what happens here. I'm looking for something about the inches. So Amy needs pieces of ribbon that are 5 inches long for a project. She has a spool of ribbon that is 12 meters long. And right here we see, okay, I'm going to need to go from inches to feet and then feet to meters. So let's just use these conversions here. So 12 inches is 1 foot, and 1 foot is 0.305 meters, and here we go, kind of running out of space. 12 meters are on one spool. So there's a lot of units here, but watch what happens. On the tops of both sides, we have pieces, right? So that checks out. And now, anytime there's a unit on the top and the bottom, it's going to cancel out. So inches will cancel out. Feet will cancel out. Meters will cancel out. And now spools are the only units that are left on both sides. So when we have opposite sides of the equals, we want things to match up and be the same. When we are on the same side of an equals, we're usually trying to cancel out something that we don't want. So we want a top and the bottom so that they eliminate each other, just like any fractions would eliminate if there was a number on the top and the bottom. But the numbers don't go away, just the units. Basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the right-hand side by multiplying all these fractions. That's the easiest thing we can do with fractions. So it's just a matter now of putting the numbers in the calculator. So I'll bring this part down. That's X pieces, X over 1. And now 1 times 12 times 1 times 12 is 144. So that's all the top numbers multiplied together. Then 5 times 0.305 times 1 times 1. Well, 5 times 0.305 is 1.525. And now we just need to do the division, right? There's no reason to cross multiply and divide because x over 1 on the left side is just x. So just make this division here. And what do we get? 144 divided by 1.525 is 94.4, and so 94 is the closest answer, and that is the answer. So there could be an infinite number of different possibilities of unit conversions that they give us on the SAT, but they all can kind of follow this format where we use a series of fractions to eliminate units that we don't want and to make conversions. And it's very important that we stay organized because if we lose something or if we multiply when we're supposed to divide, we're going to get a wrong answer, and it's going to be one of these ones here. So you won't know, so stay organized to save these points.